Panic, disbelief, utter shock, heart-wrenching. These are the only words I have to describe how Pete and I felt when we realised Lauren was gone. It's all a bit of a blur, and I remember going into autopilot. Everything happened in slow motion before our eyes. It was numbing. We was trapped in a nightmare. It was like we were looking down on someone else's life. But the ultimate heartbreaking reality was our baby girl was gone. Lauren died because of sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS, or cot death as we all know it. On the 6th of September 2003, our world stopped in an instant. The shock, the hospital, the police, which was procedure under the unprecedented circumstances, and the questions. It was almost a taboo subject. The unfathomable, and again, the continued shock. It felt never-ending. We experienced every emotion you can imagine. What could we have done? Why has it happened? Why Lauren? Why our baby girl? All of these unanswered questions. The day also falls between Pete's birthday and our wedding anniversary, which makes the start of September every year even harder. There's no definitive cause for cot death. It can't be prevented in any way. It was new, unwelcome, and terrifying territory for us all. We had no idea. After Lauren died in the September, we started fundraising for the Lullaby Trust in the December. Since Lauren's death, as a family and with our friends, we've raised more than £31,000 for the Lullaby Trust. So tonight's fundraising total is in addition to that, which is absolutely amazing. Thanks to research and awareness since the Back to Sleep campaign, commissioned by the Lullaby Trust in 1991, 30,000 babies' lives have been saved and over 800 bereaved families have been supported. This is mainly due to presenter Anne Diamond, who lost her son Sebastian to cot death, and her relentless campaigning to bring to the public's attention at a time when people knew very little about cot death. Tonight, as you all know, we're raising money for the Lullaby Trust. What can I say about this charity? It was set up in 1971 by a grandma who was determined to find out the reason for her grandson's death. It was specifically focused on cot death and those affected by it, primarily through advice and support for safer sleeping for babies and an emotional support for bereaved families. Sadly, the latest stats for sudden infant death syndrome show they are going up, which is heartbreaking. I can't tell you how much of a difference what we raise tonight will make to this charity and everyone it supports. To every single one of you, thanks will never be enough. To tell you a little bit about this charity and how the fundraising is spent, I'd like to play a message from Sophie at the Lullaby Trust.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophie and I'm the Community and Challenge Events Officer at the Lullaby Trust. I'm making this video today to say a huge thank you for your support of our work in memory of Lauren Rose. All of your fundraising through the charity ball and all of your individual challenges and community events makes such a difference, and I just wanted to share some of the ways it helps. So if you raise £68, you can train a bereaved parent or family member to become a Lullaby Trust befriender, offering specialist support to other families who have experienced the death of a baby or young child. £114 can pay for a mattress monitor to support a bereaved family on our Care of Next Infant programme, helping to reduce anxiety and allowing them to enjoy the first year of their baby's life. If you raise £320, you can pay to train 10 health professionals in safer sleep advice about how to reduce the risk of SIDS, and they can pass this on directly to the hundreds of parents they each work with. £535 can pay for 10 bereaved families to attend a Lullaby Trust Family Day, allowing them to spend time with their children, remember their baby who died, and to access face-to-face information and support. So I just want to say thank you for all of your support. It really makes such a difference. And we want you to know that because of your kindness, more babies' lives can be saved and more families receive the support that they need.
and how she'd be at 21 years old, it's hard. I will always see her as a baby. Would she have dark hair, blonde hair? Would she be quiet and quite reserved like Holly? Or a bit of a wild child like we think Jacob might turn out to be? We will never know the path she'd have taken, how well she would have done at school, what career she would have pursued. We were already blessed with Holly when we were again blessed when Jacob was born 3 years after Lauren passed away. We truly believe that Lauren left this world to make way for Jacob, completing our family unit. No one will blame me for saying the first 6 months of Jacob's life were terrifying. While we love and adore him, we hardly slept, constantly checking if he was still breathing. He had a heart monitor, only thanks to the Care of Next Infant scheme provided by the Lullaby Trust, but it would keep going off. I remember slamming on the brakes in the middle of Andover Road and nearly causing an accident because Jacob was in the back and the alarm was going off. Mum and Dad, understandably, were extremely scared to look after Jacob, worried it would happen again. They wanted to be there to support me and Pete and Holly and embracing the joy a new baby brings, but they were unable to fully. It affected everyone. We could not have coped without the support of those closest. The alarm and the ticket that jumped us to the front queue at Hull Royal Infirmary for every time I thought something was wrong with Jacob. And there were quite a few times. They listened, they gave advice, they understood. Tonight I want to acknowledge those who are no longer with us, yet loved Lauren as much as we all do. Her great-grandparents, Gran and Pops, grandparents, Kat and Colin, and of course her Uncle Chris. Also, it's really important to acknowledge everyone who didn't meet Lauren, but that they still love her unconditionally, including Clint and all of our family in Australia. But especially my brother Tice, who was away travelling in Australia when Lauren was born and also when she passed. None of us ever expected that Lauren would never meet her Uncle Mark. As I said earlier, we believe that Lauren left us to make way for Jacob, who is the most kind, caring, hard-working, genuine, funny young man, along with his older sister Holly, who is a beautiful, kind young woman with the most generous and thoughtful soul. They will both absolutely hate this attention, but we are so incredibly proud and privileged to call them our kids. It means the world to Pete and I tonight to acknowledge this. I hope this has given you a little bit of insight into why we're all here tonight. We're trying to raise £21,000 in memory of our beautiful little girl who would have been celebrating her 21st birthday tonight. When I announced I was going to challenge the family to raise a huge 21 grand, Pete went, "Are you mental? Why can't you just raise 2,100? How are you going to raise 21k? My response is, if you don't aim high, then you'll never know. £2,100 is boring. And for all of you, the majority of you in the room know I do not do boring. To finish, it was easy being pregnant with Lauren and being a mum to her. She was a beautiful, bouncing baby, no signs of anything being wrong. We were normal parents, taking pictures with our gorgeous little girl. When I reflect back on the journey we've been on, one of the biggest things that stands out to me is that I hardly have any pictures with Lauren. I was the person behind the camera. I took all the pictures. In the short 18 weeks she was with us, I only had one photo of me and her together. If you take one thing away from tonight, don't be the person behind the camera. Take the picture, capture the memories, because you never know when it will be snatched away from you. Make the most of every moment, always. With this in mind, please take lots of pictures tonight and share them on social media and use the hashtag LRW21. I'll be able to see all of your photos of tonight and capture the moments forever. You may have noticed some little cards on your table containing a QR code. It'll give you an opportunity, if you'd like, to buy Lauren a virtual drink for her 21st. It would mean so much to myself, Pete, Holly, Jacob and all our families to add to the fundraising total tonight. Thank you all for listening and thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all of your support. Now please, let's raise our glasses to Lauren, our beautiful baby girl on her 21st birthday. Happy birthday, Lauren.
Happy birthday, Lauren.
Now let's party.
Emma Waddy.